Sniffer here with Iowa gun owners. Had some sort of a weird audio thing there moments ago. Guys, we are moments away perhaps from our Sniffer in chief, Joe Biden, taking a sledgehammer to our Second Amendment freedoms via executive actions. We're getting tons of questions on this. We're going to break this down in this video. I'm going to do a watch party in a minute. First, guys, get in the video. It's going to be an important one you have to hear about today, because there is a way we can fight back against this, but we have to move quickly, and the politicians in the Capitol have to move quickly as well. So come on in here, guys. I'm going to get a watch party going, and we'll get this going here a couple seconds from now. Let me know where you're watching from, your comments. Help the video be seen by more gun owners and get past some of the Facebook algorithms. So we're, again, moments away from Joe Biden declaring war on the Second Amendment, not in Congress, not by trying to do his job and pass legislation. This old doddering fool knows he cannot pass his gun control agenda, at least not the ones he wants, through Congress. And so what we're seeing now is the desperate act of the radical left, who is determined to get their agenda passed any way they can, and we're seeing that today with executive action. So just so you're all on the same page on what we think is going to happen, we expect to see action against 80% lower receivers today, where the president maybe he bans the future sale, or maybe he goes back in time and prevents you from keeping the ones that you already have. We know we're going to see some sort of action on 80% lower receivers. They call them ghost guns, but we all know what they are. They're homemade gun, they're home-built gun kits that people have all across the spectrum. It could be a Glock 9, it could be an AR, it could be a Ruger 1022, for heaven's sakes. So we know we're going to see action on 80% lowers. We know almost assuredly we're going to see action on the AR-15 pistol brace. Now, if you're not familiar with this, the pistol brace is what allows a pistol configured as an AR-15 to actually be a pistol. It is not a rifle. It is considered a pistol with the AR-15 pistol brace. And the lefties hate it because it's a great self-defense weapon. That's why they hate it. And we're probably going to see action on that today as well. And I'm just going to throw something out here, and this might make some of you mad, and I hate to do that if that's not the goal. But I just want to clarify and remind everybody of what's going on here. I'm posting a comment in the comment section right now. Give me just a second on this. The point we have to remember in all of this is that Joe Biden, in part, is able to do this today. You know why? It's because the NRA sat back and said nothing. In fact, they encouraged President Trump to use executive actions on the bump stock issue, right? On bump stocks. And so we sat back, not we, but the NRA sat back, many gun owners sat back and said, I don't give a damn about bump stocks. I think they're stupid, or I think it's a novelty, or I think it's just kind of a gimmick. And you know what? Maybe it is. I actually don't myself have a bump stock. A shame to say it. But that doesn't mean for a second that we were not aware of how dangerous that precedent was. So what I can assure you you're going to hear today in the press conference is, well, we're doing what the previous administration did and what the NRA supported as we now go to ban other types of accessories, in this case, a pistol brace. You see, that's why we can't give an inch. We can never make concessions. These people are never going to quit, and that was a huge mistake that they made, that the NRA made in agreeing to this when President Trump was in the White House. So the AR-15 pistol brace, we know that's going to happen. We expect it to happen. 80% lowers, likely going to be banned. We're also going to see language from the White House on suggested red flag gun seizure policy language for states to emulate across the country. As you guys know, it's actually Republican Senator Marco Rubio who is the lead sponsor on this legislation that would not bring about a national red flag gun seizure law, but would instead take taxpayer money, take your money, take our money, And they would use that to then bribe state legislatures into passing red flag gun seizure laws. And that's how it's going to work. They want to bribe our state legislature into passing this legislation, and they're just going to give suggested language that our state legislatures can use. In other words, it will be the most pernicious version of red flag gun seizure laws that we have ever seen. We're also going to see an announcement today, probably today, on Joe Biden's announcement for the new ATF director. Now, you care to guess who the new director is likely going to be if the Senate confirms him? His name is David Chipman. David Chipman. Anyone want to guess where David has previously worked, or where he, in fact, I believe, still works today? Anybody want to guess? David Chipman. He's going to be responsible for the ATF if he's confirmed. Anyone want to guess what his background is? What makes him qualified to run such a critical agency, heavy sarcasm included, a critical agency in our nation's efforts to be safe and to be keeping guns out of the hands of criminals? Yeah, Nate Feeks already answered. Giffords. This guy literally is the policy director at Giffords Gun Control Organization. That's what he does. So Joe Biden intends to take people right out of the radical left, put them right into power, and they're going to be the ones. David Chipman, what that means then is that Senator Kelly, right? Senator Kelly, Arizona Senator Mark Kelly is going to have the direct control over the ATF. Gabby Giffords, that's his husband. So Gabby Giffords and Senator Mark Kelly are going to be the de facto rulers of, the directors of the ATF. And they will unleash hell on gun owners. We thought that it was bad under the Biden administration, under Eric Holder's direction. This new direction now under Biden, with David Chipman in charge, will be incredible. Incredible. Brian Brunn says, wasn't the bump stock ban found to be unconstitutional? So, Brian, one court has ruled that way. It now has to go to additional courts to be ruled on. In the meantime, the bump stock ban by executive action remains in effect legally, and it's going to be years until that goes to its conclusion, whatever that conclusion may be. So, we're going to see a whole bunch of nasty stuff. In fact, I'm being told that they're actually going live right now, perhaps, on this. It's happening as we speak. But here's the good news, and it's not much. It's not a lot of good news today, but here is the good news. We can stop all of this in Iowa with the Second Amendment Preservation Act. Tamara Johnson says, how do we fight this? Here we go, Tamara. The Second Amendment Preservation Act, we call it SAPA, or SAPA law for short. The Second Amendment Preservation Act states that Iowa's city cops, sheriff's deputies, state troopers, all of our Iowa peace officers can only enforce Iowa laws when it comes to guns, ammunition, accessories. That's it. They cannot enforce federal gun control laws. Now, this is not some kind of a pie-in-the-sky pipe dream. This has got hundreds of years of history behind it. We've had hundreds of years of examples where state legislatures and state law contradicted and did not agree with federal overreach. And in those cases, when it goes to court, the states have always been guaranteed their sovereign right to tell the feds to go pound sand. And we're not going to enforce your laws. It is that way as we speak right now today on the issue of marijuana enforcement. You've seen this happen all across the nation. Federal law makes it a crime, at least right now, to possess any amount of marijuana. But a growing number of states are saying, no, not here. We're not going to enforce that law here. In fact, we're going to take steps to advance a person's right to possess marijuana. So it's the same concept. It's the same idea. The left used this same idea to not let President Trump carry out deportations of violent criminals, violent illegal aliens in key cities during his administration. It's the same thing here. Our state legislature has the power, has the authority, and has the duty to stand up now and tell the Biden administration, we will not let this stand here in Iowa. That is how we defang this mess. And the only way to do that is to see the legislature take action now on House File 518. House File 518, that is our legislation filed by State Representative Jeff Shipley that would do just what I laid out for you. It would deny state authorities being compelled to enforce federal gun control. In fact, it would make it against the law for our state peace officers to enforce federal gun control. Again, any laws that touch on guns, ammo, or accessories would be nullified in Iowa simply because our state authorities would not be allowed to enforce it. And that is the best way for us right now to shut this down. It will happen, but only if the legislature does their job and makes it happen. Now, some people have said, man, we just came off a stellar victory for constitutional carry law. They've done enough. Look, there's never enough. It's never enough. The left never pauses. They never say, that's okay. We've done enough now. We can push back. They're always trying to attack our freedoms, and Biden is doing that as we speak right now. And that's why we need to see action on this legislation yet this session. And they can do it. That's the best part. They can still do it. Easy. They simply have to have the will to get this done. And so whatever else you do today, take a moment and send your pre-written email to the legislature today telling your state senator, telling your state rep, we need you to take action this session on House File 518, because they're not going to give up. The left is not going to give in. In fact, this executive action today is very likely going to be used as a motivational tool to whip Senate Democrats in D.C. and some of the backstabbing Republicans who are debating supporting their gun control agenda, to whip them into a frenzy and use this action today as a motivation to go even further on H.R. 8 and S. 736 and all of the rest of this filth. So take action, guys, immediately on this. Tim says, everybody should join the NRA today. Tim, I'm not sure if you're brand new to what we're doing here with Iowa gun owners or not, but I want to make sure you're on the same page. Buddy, it was the NRA who endorsed and supported and called for and demanded national red flag gun seizure laws. It was the NRA who supported the idea of executive action being used to ban bump stocks, which is exactly where we are today when it comes to AR-15 pistol braces, 80% lowers, and all the rest. It was the NRA who supported the idea of fixed NICS, mental health gun control. So I'm not sure why you're going to sit there and urge folks to support that, because that is exactly in part why we are sitting where we are today as Biden speaks in real time, taking a sledgehammer to your gun rights via executive action. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And so, as Donald Gibson says, we must take our nation back from these career politicians. That is the message we have to send now today to our state legislature, that we want to see action on House File 518. We want you to make this happen yet this session, because they're still in power. They still have time to do it. And we have to make it happen right now. Look, I want to be clear. I'm getting information in real time. Biden is talking literally as I speak about the bipartisan support that his gun control agenda has in Congress. And he is sitting here right now talking about how much support he's going to get on both sides of the aisle. We cannot take anything for granted. We cannot assume that our U.S. delegation will stand up and hold the line. We take nothing for granted. We're in the fight of our lives for our freedom. So for today, at the state level, This is what we do. Send your email to your state rep, state senator. As you guys know, this is an automated process. We have written the email for you. It goes right to your legislator. No need to look up his name or his email address or anything else, and tell him or tell her, I want action on this bill this session. It is the only way we can safeguard our freedoms here in Iowa. That is it. That is it. That's number one. Number two, share this video everywhere so gun owners can see what's going on in this fight. They have got to know so they can get involved in this effort. Number three, if you're not yet a member, now is the time to join Iowa Gun Owners. The link is posted there above the video. In the comments section, it's joinigo.com, joinigo.com. If you're a member, you can donate to help us advance this agenda. This is the way we're going to stop federal gun control. It's how the left stopped President Trump's agenda, and it's how we can stop President Biden's agenda. This is the tool that we have. We have been given a nation that embraced the idea of separate spheres of authority. The state of Iowa does not have to enforce federal laws that go against the will of the people and that go against the laws of the sovereign state of Iowa. We can shut this down if we pass the Second Amendment Preservation Act. Julie says, I'm in a meeting. What did I miss? Julie, the president is speaking about SEPA legislation. I'm sorry, I wish. About gun control right now, using executive action as we speak to ban a bunch of different types of firearms accessories and to lay out the roadmap to advance a national red flag gun seizure law. It's happening as we speak. We can stop this with the Second Amendment Preservation Act. That's what we got going on, guys. Someone here asked, Tom says, how fast can we pass SEPA? Tom, here's the cool part. When you email your state senator and your state rep, this is what you're going to get back. I would guess, if it's a Republican, they're going to write back and say, I fully agree. This is terrible. Joe Biden bad, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, the committee deadlines have passed and we can't do anything about it until next year. Well, folks, and Tom, that's not the case. All the legislature has to do is bring forth what's called a leadership bill. Leadership bills are immune from the legislative calendar. They can be introduced today, and they can be signed into law in a matter of days. They can be on Governor Reynolds' desk, anyway, in a matter of days. That's all we need. We need the legislature to take action on House File 518 as a leadership bill, put the bill on the governor's desk, she can sign it, and we're done. We're done. This is what we need to do, and it has to happen immediately. Antonio says, how do I send the email? Antonio, there's a link above the broadcast and in the comment section. It's a bit.ly link, and it says, let's see here, it says, Iowa needs SEPA. Hit that link. It goes right to your senator, right to your state rep. It's automatic. It takes a couple seconds. Michaela says, where do I get the email? I don't see the link. Hit the link above the video here, Michaela, or in the comment section. Jamie says, what are the exact orders now on pistol braces? Jamie, he's literally speaking as I speak to you. I'm getting real-time information from our team here, but he has not addressed if he's going to do it ex post facto or going forward. We don't know. Hell, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what day it is. It's Joe freaking Biden, our sniffer in chief. Guys, that's what we have time for right now. Share this video. We'll be in touch. Take action. We can stop this here in Iowa, but the Iowa legislature has to do their job immediately. Guys, take care. Take action. We'll be in touch.